All right, so you want to really get a handle on this whole student engagement thing, right?
Yeah.
You sent over this article, Student Engagement, Current State of the Construct, Conceptual Refinement, and Future Research Directions. And
Wrong.
it's dense, though, and we know that when students are engaged, good things happen.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
what does that actually mean?
Like
What are we even talking about when we say that? And that's where I think it gets kind of,
fuzzy. Yeah.
yeah.
It can get really fuzzy. The authors of this article, they talk about, they call it conceptual haziness.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try to like shine a light through this fog,
Okay.
and we're going to break down why defining student engagement has been so tricky,
Okay.
and then hopefully explore a new perspective that can bring a little more clarity.
So think of this as your shortcut to
Yeah.
understanding this whole thing. And we're going to follow this article. And they
Yeah.
have 4 key areas that they're looking at.
Okay. First, we're going to talk about those theoretical concerns.
Yeah, the snags.
Yeah, like why is this so hard to define?
Right.
Second, how have people thought about this up to now?
Yeah. What are the existing ideas?
Exactly. Then we're going to dig into their new way of seeing it, which is this dual component framework.
Yes, that's the heart of it.
That's the exciting part.
It is.
And then finally, what does this all mean for research and practice?
Right. How do we actually use this new understanding?
Exactly. So by the time we're done with this, you will have a much clearer picture of what student engagement really is.
You'll be able to see through the fog.
Exactly. All right, so let's jump into it. This conceptual haziness.
Yeah.
You said the authors point to 4.
4 main concerns, yeah.
4 main concerns. What's the first one?
The first one is they call it overgeneralization.
Okay.
So basically, student engagement has become this like giant umbrella term,
Okay.
and it covers so many different things that it's almost lost its precision.
You know, it's like if you call everything you love fun,
Okay.
it doesn't really tell you anything.
Yeah, like you could say, oh, I love going to amusement parks. That's fun. And I love reading a book. That's fun.
Exactly.
But those are very different.
Very different experiences, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that with engagement.
Gotcha.
You know, it could mean a student who's like super enthusiastically answering questions in class,
Uh-huh.
or it could be a student who's just sitting there quietly listening.
Right.
But they're both considered engaged.
I got it.
I-
So huge spectrum.
Huge spectrum. And that kind of leads into the second problem,
Okay.
which is what they call jingle-jangle fallacies.
Jingle jangle fallacies. What is that?
So there's 2 parts to it.
Okay.
The jingle fallacy is when we use different words
Uh-huh.
to describe basically the same thing.
Okay.
So you can imagine researchers using terms like academic motivation,
Okay.
student involvement, classroom participation.
Okay.
And they might all be talking about like similar aspects of engagement. But because they're using all these different words,
It gets confusing.
it gets really confusing, and it makes it hard to compare research findings.
Yeah, it's like apples and oranges.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not really sure if you're talking about the same thing.
Yeah. You can't build on each other's work
Exactly.
if you don't even know
Right.
if you're speaking the same language.
You're speaking different languages, even though you might be talking about the same concept.
Okay, so different labels, same thing.
Right.
And then jangle is the opposite.
Jangle is the opposite, yeah.
Right. Okay.
So that's when the same word, student engagement,
Mm-hmm.
is used to describe totally different ideas.
Okay.
So one researcher might be thinking about engagement in terms of like observable actions,
Yeah, okay.
like how often a student raises their hand in class.
Okay.
And another researcher might be thinking about it more in terms of internal feelings,
Got it.
like how interested or motivated a student is.
Okay.
And even though they're both using the word engagement, they could be looking at very different things.
So that just muddies the waters even further?
Oh, it's a recipe for confusion for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got overgeneralization,
Right.
jangle fallacies.
Yeah.
What's number 3?
Number 3 is what they call object ambiguity.
Okay, I feel like this is going to be good.
It's a good one.
Hmm.
This one means that it's not always clear what students are supposed to be engaging with.
Okay.
So we're talking about their engagement with the actual material they're learning.
Okay.
Like, are they engaged with that specific math concept?
Gotcha.
Or are we talking about their engagement with the school environment as a whole?
Okay.
Like their relationships with teachers and classmates, or the overall school culture?
So, like, you could be really engaged with your friends at school,
Yeah.
but totally checked out
Completely checked out in class, yeah.
during math class
And both of those could technically be called student engagement,
that are very different.
but they're very different. And that makes it hard to figure out what we're actually trying to measure.
Right. and how to improve it.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's object ambiguity.
Yes.
And the final piece of this puzzle of haziness?
The final piece is what they call under-theorization,
Okay.
which basically means we don't have enough strong theoretical frameworks
Okay.
to help us understand student engagement.
And remind me what a theoretical framework is.
Yeah, so a theoretical framework is basically like a system of ideas
Okay.
that helps explain why things happen
Okay.
and helps us predict what might happen in the future.
Gotcha.
And the authors are saying that we don't have enough of that solid foundation
Right.
when it comes to student engagement.
So it's like we're trying to build a house on sand.
Exactly. It's not very stable.
Yeah. Okay, so to recap, this first part of the article is laying out these challenges
Right.
with defining student engagement.
It's become this kind of fuzzy, messy concept.
It's too broad.
Yeah.
We're using different terms to mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the same term to mean different things. And we don't really know what students are supposed to be engaging with.
And we don't have a strong theoretical base to build on.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a mess.
It's a mess, but the authors aren't the first people to try to grapple with this?
No, not at all.
So what does the article say about how other researchers have tried to understand student engagement so far?
So they have a section where they review what they call prevailing perspectives
Okay.
on student engagement. And they acknowledge that these existing models
Mm-hmm.
have given us some really valuable insights.
Okay.
These models often focus on different aspects of engagement.
Okay.
So like what students do, like their behaviors,
Okay.
how they feel their emotions,
Uh-huh.
and how they think, the cognitive side of things.
Gotcha. So they're trying to break it down
They're trying to break it down, yeah,
into these different components.
exactly.
Yeah.
And some models focus more on motivation,
Okay.
others on the social aspects of learning,
Uh-huh.
and some try to kind of bring all these pieces together.
Yeah. Okay, so there's been a lot of work done
A lot of work.
trying to figure this out.
Absolutely. People have been thinking about this for a long time.
But the authors say that these previous models have some limitations?
They do. They say that these models, while helpful, they haven't fully resolved
Uh-huh.
those core issues that we talked about.
Right, like the overgeneralization?
The overgeneralization, yeah, the jingle-jangle fallacies,
Yeah.
the object ambiguity,
Yeah.
and that lack of a strong theoretical foundation.
Gotcha.
So that's where their new framework comes in.
Okay.
They're not trying to dismiss all the work that's come before,
Right.
but they're trying to build on it
Okay.
and offer a more refined and more precise way of
A
understanding
more
it.
precise lens.
A more precise lens, yeah.
Okay, so that brings us to part 3,
Yes. The new approach,
the unveiling of this new framework.
the dual component framework.
So tell me about it.
All right, so this is the core of the article.
Okay.
The dual component framework of student engagement.
Mhm.
And the big idea here is that it distinguishes between two different types of engagement:
Okay.
learning engagement and school engagement.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they're saying student engagement isn't just one thing.
Okay.
It's actually two distinct but related things.
So this is already addressing that object ambiguity problem.
Right, it's getting much more specific about what exactly students are engaging with.
I like it. Okay, so let's break it down.
Right.
Learning engagement first. What is that all about?
So learning engagement is all about how students are engaging with the actual learning activities.
Okay.
So it's a narrower focus.
Mhm.
It's about specific learning tasks,
Okay.
the actual content they're studying,
Got it.
the methods that the teacher's using in the classroom,
So the objects of learning engagement
Yeah.
are like
the subject matter,
the subject matter.
the
Okay.
assignments,
Okay.
the way the teacher presents information.
Gotcha. And how are they engaging with those things?
Right, so the framework doesn't explicitly lay out the different dimensions of learning engagement,
Okay.
but we can kind of infer
Okay.
from broader research
Uh-huh.
that it likely involves cognitive, behavioral, and affective dimensions.
Okay. Break those down for me.
Okay, so cognitively,
Uh-huh.
it's about things like how focused a student is,
Okay.
the mental effort they're putting in,
Uh-huh.
whether they're using deeper learning strategies
Okay.
behaviorally.
Mhm.
It might look like actively participating in tasks,
Okay.
asking questions,
Mm-hmm.
persisting even when things get challenging.
Okay.
And then effectively,
Uh-huh.
it's about the emotions connected to learning.
Okay.
So are they feeling interested, curious, enjoying the process?
So it's like the whole package of how they're approaching that learning.
Exactly.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
So that's learning engagement. What about school engagement?
Okay, so school engagement is much broader.
Okay.
It's about the students' engagement with the overall school context
Mm,
and the wider school community.
okay.
So the objects here
Yeah.
are things like their teachers,
Okay.
their peers, the general school climate, the school culture.
Gotcha.
It's about their sense of belonging,
Okay.
the quality of their relationships within the school,
Uh-huh.
and their overall connection to the institution.
So it's less about the specific academics
Right.
and more about
Social and emotional connections.
to the school as a place.
Exactly.
Okay.
And just like learning engagement,
Yeah.
school engagement also likely has these cognitive, behavioral, and affective elements.
Okay. So for example.
So cognitively,
Mhm.
it might be about the student identifying with the school's values,
Okay.
feeling like they're part of something bigger.
Okay.
Behaviorally, it could be participating in school events,
Uh-huh.
extracurricular activities,
Okay.
going above and beyond just the academic requirements.
Gotcha.
And then effectively,
Uh-huh.
it's about those feelings of belonging,
Okay.
connectedness to others,
Ah.
positive feelings about the school itself.
Okay. So it's really about how they feel
Yeah,
about being there.
exactly.
Okay. So the big difference here
Yeah,
is where that engagement is directed.
exactly.
Learning engagement is about the act of learning.
Right.
School engagement is about that broader connection.
Bigger picture. Yeah.
Okay. So why is this distinction so important?
So the authors argue that this distinction is crucial for a few reasons.
Okay.
First, it helps us be much more precise
Okay.
about how we think about and measure engagement.
Okay.
By separating these two components, researchers can develop more targeted ways to study them
Got it.
and avoid those jingle-jangle fallacies.
Right, because now we're being very clear
Very clear.
about what we mean
Exactly.
when we're talking about engagement.
And it also recognizes that a student can be really engaged in one area,
Uh-huh.
but not in the other.
Right, you could have a student who's like super into their history class.
Yeah.
They're reading ahead, they're writing amazing papers,
High learning engagement.
but they just don't feel like they fit in socially.
Yeah. Low school engagement.
Okay, so this framework allows us to see those nuances.
Exactly. It gives us the language to describe those different experiences.
I like it. Okay.
What else?
So the second reason this distinction is important
Uh-huh.
is that it helps us understand what factors might influence each type of engagement.
Okay.
So, for example, the quality of teaching
Okay.
or the relevance of the curriculum,
Uh-huh.
those might be the main things driving learning engagement.
Makes sense.
But things like positive relationships with teachers,
Okay.
a supportive peer group,
Yeah.
those might be more important for school engagement.
So different levers to
Different levers for different types of engagement, yeah.
Okay, so different things we can focus on
Exactly.
depending on what we're trying to improve.
Right.
Okay. And finally, this brings us to part 4.
Yes. The implications.
The implications of all of this.
Yeah.
So how does this dual component framework actually help us make progress?
So it has implications for theory, research, and practice.
Okay.
In terms of theory.
It gives us a much more refined way to think about engagement as a whole.
Okay.
It encourages researchers to develop more specific theories
Uh-huh.
about learning engagement and school engagement separately,
Got it.
and to explore how those two might interact with each other.
So instead of just asking this broad question,
Yeah.
how engaged are our students?
Right.
We can start asking more specific questions.
More nuanced questions.
Yeah, like,
How are we fostering engagement with learning?
uh-huh.
How are we promoting engagement with the school community?
That's great.
Much more helpful.
Okay, what about for research? How does this help?
For research, this framework gives a clearer roadmap
Okay.
for designing studies.
Uh-huh.
Researchers can develop specific tools and methods
Okay.
to measure learning engagement and school engagements separately,
Got it.
which helps reduce that confusion
Right.
that we've been talking about.
That's great.
And it opens the door to investigating the unique factors that predict each type of engagement and the different outcomes they might be linked to.
So for example.
So we could study whether specific teaching methods
Uh-huh.
have a bigger impact on learning engagement,
Okay.
whereas certain school-wide programs might be more effective
Yeah.
at improving school engagement.
That's really cool. So we can really start to tailor our interventions.
Exactly.
Okay, and then finally,
Practice.
practice, yeah.
How does this help teachers and administrators who are working with students every day?
Right.
So this clearer understanding of engagement
Uh-huh.
can lead to more targeted interventions and strategies.
Okay.
So if we know that students are struggling with learning engagement,
Huh.
then we can focus our efforts on making the curriculum more relevant,
Okay.
improving instructional techniques,
Yeah.
nurturing students' intrinsic motivation.
Okay.
But if the main issue is school engagement,
Uh-huh.
then our interventions might look different. We might focus on building a more positive and inclusive school environment, strengthening relationships, fostering a sense of belonging.
So it's like having a more precise
Yes,
diagnostic tool.
it is.
We can really pinpoint
Exactly.
where the problem is.
Not just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Exactly.
We can be much more strategic.
I love it. Okay. So much great information here.
A lot to unpack.
A lot to unpack. So for our listener out there,
Yes.
what would you say is the most important takeaway from this whole conversation?
I think the core message here is that this dual component framework,
Uh-huh.
with its distinction between learning engagement and school engagement,
Right.
offers a much more precise and nuanced way to understand
Yeah.
this really important concept in education.
And it tackles those concerns that we talked about at the beginning.
It directly addresses those problems.
Yeah.
The overgeneralization,
Uh-huh.
the confusion with terminology,
Yeah.
and the lack of clarity about what students are actually engaging with.
It gives us a more specific and focused approach,
Right.
so we can really move the needle.
Both in research and practice.
Yeah, I think that's a great place to leave it.
I agree.
But before we go,
Yes.
I want to leave our listener with a final thought.
Okay.
So we've been talking about how we engage with learning
Yeah.
and how we engage with the communities that we're a part of.
Right?
So I want you to think about that for a second.
Okay.
How do you experience those two types of engagement in your own life when you're trying to learn something new?
Yeah.
Is that a different kind of engagement
Uh-huh.
than when you're participating in a group
Okay.
or a community that you're a part of?
I see where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does thinking about these two different perspectives,
Right.
like learning engagement versus community engagement,
Uh-huh.
does that give you any new insights into your own experiences?
I'll have to think about that.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing to consider. And of course, if you want to learn more
Yeah.
about this whole framework, we
Right.
encourage you to check out
The full article.
it's a full article.
It's worth a read.
It's dense, but it's good.
It is.
And with that, we'll wrap up this deep dive.
Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.